Hello, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is my response to Shema TV's Chit Chat. How did you get over your heartbreak? How did you get over your heartbreak? So, growing up, obviously, we knew that marriages and relationships can be a problem. And I have not been spared from heartbreak. There was this girl, this sister we were worshiping together at Christian Union at college. She loved the Lord, and I loved the Lord. And we worked very closely because we were in the leadership team. So when we were ending our first year in college, our teacher's diploma was 3 years. First year, you are on campus. Second year, you go on teaching practice. You actually go to a school and you teach. You are assessed whether you are teaching properly. And then final year, you come back to school to complete your studies. So towards the end of first year, I really followed the guidelines from the church leaders. They didn't allow us to propose to a girl while you are just the two of you, because they wanted to avoid bad appearance. They also wanted to avoid a situation where you end up doing what you're not supposed to do and you end up impregnating each other or something like that. So I felt like, you know what, I really love this girl. But the truth is, I did not feel like the Lord was the one who had said it. It was just me. So instead of me telling her, I told my senior pastor. That senior pastor, I've seen a girl whom I love. Have you told her? I didn't tell her. Then he invited the girl and he invited me. So both of us went for this meeting. Obviously, the sister didn't know what she had been called for, but I knew what I had done or what I was trying to do. So we got there and the overseer says, right, the two of you are here. Brother Wilbert, you know that you came to me and you said you have seen a sister and you want to tell her something. So I'm leaving both of you in my office so that you can discuss whatever you want to discuss. When you are done, come and call me. I did not waste time when we remained. I say, Sister so-and-so, you know what? I love you. And but I have to be honest with you. I did not hear the Holy Spirit speaking to me. It's me. It's just me. I love you. I remember she looked at me and she said, Brother Wilbert, I feel the same way that you feel towards me. I was excited. My goodness, now I will marry this girl. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was filled with so much joy. And then I rushed outside. I called the senior pastor. I said, sir, we are done. Then he came back and he asked, have the two of you talked? What have you agreed? We told him. And then he counseled us. He said, look, from today going forward, make sure that if you have serious issues to talk about, there must be a third person. Avoid things that bring shame to the name of Jesus Christ. We said, thank you, sir. Right? If I'm not mistaken, that must have been November. And we were closing beginning of December. So we didn't have much time in love. And we were very busy with school, very busy with the work of the Lord. And we were not the type that you would expect to be hugging, kissing, and doing all those things. No, we were very responsible. So then we closed the schools. That was 1996. 1997, my girl goes to teach elsewhere, very far away from where I was. I was in Headlands, in Lusaka, Zimbabwe there. And then as I was there, for those of you who know me, I'm gifted in writing. So like right now, I've written 4 books. In fact, I've written many books, but I've published 4. So I would write letters. Those days, we didn't have cell phones. So even when you want to call each other, you go to the telephone booth and you call your girl or your girl calls, you have to agree on the time that you will meet for you to be able to talk to each other and tell each other those sweet words. But the most appropriate or the most reliable way of communicating was actually what? Writing a letter. Do you know I would write 10 pages, a letter, explaining my love to this girl, how I loved her. Love things are a problem. I would write 8, 7, 10 pages. I think January, February. I write my 10 pages. She responds with 2 paragraphs. I love you too. You know, I feel like this woman doesn't understand. I'm hot in love. I had never been in love like that. Now, write another letter. She would just respond very little. I wrote another one. She didn't respond. I wrote another one. She didn't respond. And I think 2 months later, that must have been April, if I'm not mistaken, where at the college where we were attending, at Mutare Teachers College, there was a CU, Christian Union, gathering that was organized. And I traveled all the way from Headlands. I got there. I was hoping that I would see my girl and say, why are you killing me like this? I mean, at least just tell me you love me. I mean, the way I'm writing big letters, you know, long letters, respond like that. When I got there, I found she didn't come for the conference. Fortunately or unfortunately, a brother who was teaching at the same school, who was also in the Christian Union, we were in the same class. They were teaching at the same school during teaching practice 1997. So this brother walks to me and says, Chairperson, referring to me, Chairperson. I say, yes. He says, there's something I need you to know. I said, what is it? He says, there is sister so and so. We are teaching at the same school, but I just thought I need to inform you that she's going through some problems. Guess the sister this guy is talking about. That's my girl. That's my woman. That's my woman he's talking about. I said, oh, really? And you see, most people didn't know that we were in love. Isn't it? We fell in love just about a month before closing first year. So many people didn't know because we didn't spend time together. We were just working as usual. This brother tells me, you know what happened? This sister eloped to another man. Like she's now a married woman. Wonders shall never end. Mashura. What? She is married. How could she do that? This was a woman of God. I mean, I'm talking of a real woman of God. This girl was a woman of God. Like she prayed for 2 dead people at different occasions and they woke up. I'm talking of a woman of God here. It was a proper heartbreak. I think if there was an illustration of how I was heartbroken, like my heart, I'm sure it was really cut into 2 pieces, like 2 pieces. I couldn't believe it. Okay, fine. You now got married to another man. At least for you to be considerate, just to let me know, just write 2 sentences and say, Wilbert, I'm sorry. I failed you. I'm now married to another man. I mean, of course, the brother tried to explain to me that the parents forced her and all that. I mean, how do you are second year at college and your parents force you to give you a man? That woman hurt me. That woman hurt me. So Sharon at Shema TV says, how did you deal with that heartbreak? This is how I dealt with mine. Obviously, I prayed to the Lord to comfort me. It was very difficult, guys. It was very painful because I even had her photo. Her photo, an enlarged photo, was on my wall. I mean, I just felt like this is my woman. I'm going to have a life with her. I was so proud of her. I loved her. She loved God. I loved God. I had worked very closely with her in the work of the Lord. How could she ditch me and get married? And on top of that, keep quiet about it. I'm very grateful for my friend, Love Mom. So I prayed to the Lord and I told Love More, and Love More comforted me. Said, Wilbert, it happens. We will understand better next year when we go back to college to understand what happened, but just forgive her and continue with life. So I decided to forgive her, and I decided to say, Lord, you know better. You created me. You know who is going to be my wife. And I also decided, so the first thing was to ask God for help. The second thing was to tell a friend to comfort me. The third thing was to read books. To read books on relationships, to read books on marriage. It's important because it keeps you busy, and at the same time, it upgrades you so that you don't make the same mistakes that you made in the past relationship. So I read a number of books on marriage, on relationships, trying to understand how this thing works. Because I never thought, as a man of God, as somebody who loved God, as somebody who was straightforward, that I would be involved in a heartbreak. I never thought it was possible. So today when somebody says, I have been heartbroken, I understand because I went through it. It was painful for months. So I made sure I read books, I empower myself, I develop myself, and I think positively. The fourth thing that I did was to ensure that I don't rush into a new relationship. And I think that's the biggest mistake many people make. As soon as they are disappointed, they rush into another relationship. When you do that, you are looking for problems. When you do that, you are looking for problems. Don't say, oh, okay, she's showing off, so I'm also going to show her that I'm handsome and I'll get another one. No. Take your time. Take time to heal. That was 1997. I think after about 6 months or so, that's when I saw a vision. This time I was not even ready. I was not thinking of another relationship. I saw myself in a vision marrying my then pastor, the lady who was our pastor, who is my wife right now, Coach Princess. She was my pastor. I saw a vision with her. I said, this is the devil. Me marrying a pastor? I love the Lord, but not marrying a pastor. I think it's just too much. And I believe because I allowed myself time to heal, it was now possible to begin to see the other doors that the Lord was opening. So it is important for you to let go and then spend 6 months or more, not in love with anybody, not dating anybody, just be yourself, loving your God and loving yourself. Then you have clarity of mind. To cut the long story short, I'm sure some of you have read about me and my wife, how we enjoy our life. Yes, I had that heartbreak. It was extremely painful, but I'm grateful that God gave me somebody else who showed me love, who still shows me love until this day. Thank you so much, Sharon and Shema TV crew and everybody for watching. I appreciate you. What has been your own experience with heartbreaks? Please leave a comment below. Remember to like, to share, and to comment. If you are new here, subscribe and click the notification bell, the all notification one. Bye for now. I love you.